Hey guys, welcome to another GBHL YouTube video. This is GBHL Steve, and today is a bit of a quick army showcase from my last hobby vlog. I've had a few people PMing me on Facebook asking me about my Iron Hills Dwarves, asking to get a closer look at them, which yeah, I'm very flattered by that. Didn't expect that response. There's a lot of Iron Hills Dwarves paint jobs going up on the Facebook group. And the fact that people are picking mine out and saying that they really like them is really nice to hear, and it makes it all worthwhile when you spend a lot of time painting the models. Excuse me. So what I'll try and do is we'll really test my camera skills, and I'll try and get some close-ups of them using zoom, etc., and just talk a little bit about the army and why I painted them a certain way and why I did certain things. I'll try not to waffle too much. So yeah, so basically, as you can see, this is the army as a whole. I'll start off with the Ballista. Try and zoom in nice and slowly. Really enjoyed doing this model. I think the main reason was that it was quite easy to paint. A lot of dry brushing and washes, which is always nice and quick, and the result that you get from it is quite nice. The actual crew I've painted, and I've left, as you know about the colour schemes that I've done for my two warbands, I've left these kind of blank so they blend in, so it's just armour, so it's just like golds and silvers, so they're not sort of tied into any of the warbands, so I can swap and change. And I magnetised those. They're all magnetised, each of the crew, so they come off as and when I need to take them off. And basically, yeah, the Ballista itself, like I say, was a lot of dry brushes and washes. Started off with Rhinox hide, and then dry brushed up. I think it was the Dryad bark, is it? I think is the name of it. Going up to a Shabty bone, and just doing washes in between. So there is a black wash on there, Nuln Oil, and there is an Agrax wash on there also. On the metal parts I used Nuln Oil just to darken it and shade the metal parts, and then highlight it back up to the original colour, which is Lead Belcher, and then use Stormhost Silver again just to highlight the edges, and it really looks good. I'm not going to lie and say I spent a load of time on it, because I didn't, but I was really happy with how it come out. It got to a point where I was looking at it, I was thinking, yeah, that's fine, that's going to suit my needs perfectly, it's going to look good on a table. Yeah, I was happy with it. So yeah, so you don't really need to put that much effort into it to get it to a fairly decent standard, I don't think. So we'll move on to my orange crew. I chose orange. I'd not seen anyone do the orange, and I wanted it to tie in with my other army, which was the original red. So as you can see, the orange, it has turned out quite well. I'm happy with how it's turned out. I'm happy. The armour on these, oh excuse me, is a lot lighter than the first lot I've done, and I much prefer it. At first I kind of thought I really wanted them to be darker, sort of dirty armour, but I really like the way these have come out. It was a mix, again, starting off with Lead Belcher, having a wash, and then back to Lead Belcher, and then I did a dry brush of Stormhost Silver, and then I also picked out, using a quite watered down mix of Stormhost Silver, I brushed on some highlights, and I don't know if that's showing or if that's coming through, and then once I'd done that, I picked out the faces and the hair, etc., and then the hair, and I think in this army, that as far as hair colour and beard colour goes, I think there's probably 4 different colours, and I just mixed it up on the different poses. So you'll have to let me know how well I'm doing with my camera skills. It looks a bit shaky from where I'm at, but I hope it's alright for you. The command, there's the bannerman. I stuck with the orange theme, so I base coated the flag orange, gave it a wash and a very subtle highlight, and then picked out the design on the banner itself using coppers, golds and silvers, and the actual sort of Iron Hills emblem in the centre. I've done the in black with white snowed peaks, and I think it looks quite nice. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just about right for what I wanted. And the captain model, there we go, I really like. It's a very nice model, and very sort of, it lends itself to a good paint job, as some of the other hosts would describe, I think. It has turned out very well, considering that he was just painted alongside my basic troops, because I just wanted to get some paint on them. They turned out really well. I'm in two minds, like I said before, as to whether I'm going to use Iron Hills at the GT or if I'm going to go Lake Town. I'm still in two minds. I'm going to try these guys out at our local gaming club on Tuesday and see how they fare. So that's the orange dudes. We'll just go over to Mr. Ironfoot on his pig. Gorgeous model. Again, not going to speak too much about it. You've seen this guy 1,000 times, but yeah, it's a really nice model. I think with having the reds in there and the fact that he does have the oranges obviously in his beard and his hair, it ties the two forces in. Oh, that was my thinking anyway. It ties them in together. There's, you know, he kind of matches. He could lead either of those warbands, and he'd look at home with them warbands. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. So that's the mounted version. So if we zoom out, we then have my original warband, which I've done in the reds. So we'll just zoom in a little bit. You can see a little bit closer. As you can probably tell, you can see that the armour is a little bit darker than the orange dudes. That is it. I was going for the darker look. I gave it a second wash. The highlights are a little bit more stark, so they're sort of the very bright highlights against the darker armour. I like both. I'm not sure which I like best, if I'm honest. I kind of change my mind from day to day when I look at them. I do really like both. And the kind of way that I've sort of made peace at it with myself is that one of the warbands is more battle hardened than the other, and the others have got like quite fresh armour. But yeah, I'm really happy with both. Exactly the same sort of techniques as the others. I painted them all in one go, so all 12, and on each stage, on each model. I will say that they start off, they seem to be like quite easy and quick, and then when it comes to picking out the detail, and I think picking out the detail is when you can make or break a model really, but when it comes to picking out the detail, that's where the time really gets consuming. You know, the belts and the braces, picking out those colours and highlighting them, and the hair and the little straps, as you can see, holding the gauntlets, and is the same on the back of the shin guards. You know, just putting the effort into painting those as well, the same colour, and highlighting each one individually and shading it. It does take a lot of time. So that's the red dudes. That's my favourite pose there, I think, of the Iron Hills poses. I really like that pose. It's like a sort of thrusting forward pose, or this one as well, which is like sort of the prelude to that other pose. And yeah, there's Dane again, looking very menacing. Gorgeous model. Sorry for going out of focus, not sure why it keeps doing that at a certain point. Yeah, it's a gorgeous model. I can't believe that I've still not actually played with him on the table. Again, I'm looking forward to that on Tuesday. I did play against him last Tuesday using Azog and got thrashed. He's just a beast. We did forget a few things, like we kept forgetting that he had to charge after a certain point and things like that. But still, you know, we had a very good game. It's a very good profile, and I can't wait to have a go. I think it's going to take some mastering with that having to charge if you can rule, but again, that's what practice games are for. So that is my Iron Hills Army Showcase. I do have another Ballista, which, to be honest, The only reason it's not painted up was because there was a fault in the mould, and I'm just in talks with Forge World about replacing a couple of parts and one of the crew members. But I may actually flog the second one. I really don't think I'm going to use it, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this army showcase. I've got another couple of army showcases which I can film and get up for you guys. What I'd like to do is get some sort of display board or piece to put the armies on for the showcase. I'm just using white paper at the moment and it looks a bit naff. But yeah, I'll do something so that it looks a bit more professional and try and get the lighting a bit better. But I hope you've liked it. Let me know what you think. And leave any comments, etc. Let me know what you guys have done with your Iron Hills Dwarves. I know I've seen a few on the Facebook in like turquoises and blues, etc. I was really in two minds whether to go with the orange or green. So if anyone's done any green Iron Hills, I'd be really good to see, because there is a slim chance I may get another 12 and do another warband. And if I do, it's highly likely there'll be a green colour scheme. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, comment, like, share and subscribe. Support your hosts in the links below. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Support your Hobbit hobby, guys, and happy strategy battle gaming. See you all soon.